So it's almost noon actually, and I've had a pretty slow morning because I'm off today. And so I stayed up late last night playing video games. I don't allow myself to do that a lot. So whenever I do get to do it, I'm a little excited about it. Today on my day off, I wanted to do a bit of like habit blocking. Something that I learned from another video called it from the creator Odysseus or Odysseus. I'm not really sure, like Odysseus. Anyways, he did this video called How to Manage Multiple Interests, and it talked about prioritizing your interests by like importance to you, making a little list, and then like choosing which ones you want to focus on and getting rid of some of the smaller, less important hobbies or interests that you have in favor of being able to allow yourself to have more time and dedication to the things that you really care about. And as someone who's like neurodiverse and can be very unfocused with my hobbies and stuff, I think that I really want to try this method and create a Google Calendar, maybe, because every once in a while I'm like, organize my life, yes, this is great. We'll see how long it lasts, but essentially I want to pick like 4 or 5 top things in my life to focus on whenever I have my free time outside of work, or even sometimes at work I have free time, so that, you know, in the long term, I'm consistently doing the things that I really prioritize and make me happy, and not just like being scattered and unfocused and then feeling stuck when the things that I really want to do aren't growing or changing or improving, essentially. So yeah, I'm gonna try to set that system up today while also working on a few of those things. For me, it probably looked like reading is up high. Writing, I want to make higher. This is something that, since I've graduated college, has been a struggle for me to do consistently, but I want to keep that habit up. And it's been like 8 months, and I wrote more right after I graduated, and it's trickled off, and I want to bring it back. And so right now I'm really focusing in on knitting while it's the winter time. I think I want to keep that up. I would like to consistently make videos. It won't be the highest priority on my list, so it'll be like something I dedicate myself to a few hours a week to doing, and not a substantial amount of hours. I read a lot because I personally enjoy reading, and I go to math-free book clubs, which is kind of a lot. It's feeling a little bit overwhelming, and like I should cut out one of those book clubs, but I like them too much. I go to 2 at a local bookstore here, and they are only once a month for contemporary fiction and personal growth. I really love the people in both, so I don't really want to cut out a book club, even though I'm not always interested in their books, because I have very different reading tastes sometimes, especially when it comes to like nonfiction in the personal growth book club. There are a lot of books that surprise me that we read that I like enjoyed, especially when we get to memoirs that are really cool, but other times it's hard for me to get into them. So the past little while I haven't been reading all the books, and then a new one started for me at work. I don't know how consistently that one's actually going to end up being, so, but still, it's another book on my list of like, that makes 3 books per month that I might not 100% be into or are my choice, and I'd rather dedicate time to the books that are my choice. This book, Stillborn by Guadalupe Nattel, I finished it last night. I've been reading it for the past week or so with one of my closest friends. Oh my god, it's short, but it's so good. This book confirmed for me that my hesitancy and thoughtfulness about motherhood is valid, and that I don't think that not being a mom would make my life any less meaningful or valuable. And one of the things that I loved about this book was the relationship that Laura, one of our main characters, has with her own mother as an adult woman. And they struggle to emotionally connect now because inevitably her mom didn't agree with her life choice not to become a mother, but through this feminist collective that she found that she didn't know her mother was attending and saw her there randomly one day, her mom kind of grew in that aspect of thinking motherhood is, as she says, a social commandment, and in almost every case it stops women from making something of their lives. You have to be very convinced you want to be a mother before taking that kind of gamble, which just sums up my entire thoughts about it in general. And there's just so many great one-liners in it. So if this topic interests you, I would read this book. It does also touch on how medical disability also affects relationship as well through the story of her friend Alina and her child. So now I'm ready to go to the coffee shop.
outside influence, okay? So that is what happened.
That is the hermit right there.
Now, here is what happens, what's happening now. Holy shit. Something chaotic, CJ, is really going on in your life. She got the Tower card, everyone. The Tower card.
So, I just got off work. I'm fairly cold. The wind is brutal, and I haven't finished my Sophie hood. So I've just been tying a scarf around my head to keep my ears warm. Originally I was gonna go home immediately after work and take a shower or wash my hair because it's dirty, and then go to my appointment. But I think I'm gonna run my errands first to get it done with, and then go home and take a hot shower and be cozy. So I'm gonna go straight from work to go get my bar changed on my Philtrum piercing. I just got it a week and a half ago, and they use a long bar to accommodate for swelling, and once it's no longer swelling, then you go get it changed. So that's what I'm gonna go be doing. Okay, I got that done. It went pretty smoothly. We just had to experiment with which bar size I could actually use. I'm really close to being the smallest size. It's just that when she started messing with it, it did kind of get a little irritated. So to err on the side of caution, we went with the like middle length bar. But it's already so much better because when I talk now, it doesn't automatically just like shoot out of my face. So I'm excited to have that. And now I'm gonna be going home and staying warm for the rest of the night inside because I think it's below 30 degrees Fahrenheit right now, but I think with the wind chill it feels like 13 degrees, so it's very cold, and there's no sunlight. So I'm gonna take a hot shower and wash my hair and do a bit of those habits that I scheduled for myself this evening, mostly knitting probably, because I really want to get that Sophie scarf done. So I will see you at home. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my Sophie hood. I'm not quite halfway, but I have done actually a lot. I'm like almost halfway. I have like 2 more increases to do, and then I will hold off the 3 stitches and then make the hood and then add them back together at the back, and then just do the tail. I haven't had a lot of problems with it. I will say I did just watch someone else talk about struggling to start it, and I kid you not, whenever I did this the first time, I also restarted like 5 times because the beginning of the instructions for some reason with my brain were not clicking, like, so I'm glad to know it wasn't just me. And since then I haven't had any problems, and I committed myself the other night when I was knitting on doing a really great job and not having any holes in it, because I don't accidentally drop stitches, but sometimes on my increase I'll not be paying attention and go the wrong way and leave a hole and like knit over, I think is what it's called. And the other night when I was working on it, I had just thought to myself, wow, I'm doing great. I haven't made any mistakes like that so far. And then the next row I did it. So then I spent so long, like probably the better part of an hour, taking it apart, fixing it. I did something else wrong, took it apart, like frogged back to where I did it wrong, put all those stitches back on. Anyways, it was a headache and a half. And I already keep tweezers on me in case I drop something. And this tiny little stitch marker that comes undone, because I can like pick up a few stitches and go back to like wherever I was at, if it's right here by the edge, and like try to fix it and then put it back on. I'm not doing the exact amount of rows that Petite Knit recommended, or stitch increases. I'm going a little bit over because I've kind of heard that you kind of should. Some people complain that it's shallow, and I already kind of have a big head and lots of hair. So, the recommended pattern width for whenever you start your like hood part is 9 3/4 of an inch, and I'm gonna go to a full 10 inches, which so far I'm at 48 on my stitch count, and I think she recommended 45, and I'm guessing about 50 will get me where I need to be because I'm almost there. So I'm gonna work on that.